referring to Mr. Adams' dockets, or are you referring to the contents in that dockets that contain crime intelligence files? What are you referring to? The contents. Okay.
But why only dockets? I would imagine crime intelligence should have a whole lot of documents on a variety of issues that might have been relevant to what was being raised by the portfolio committee, but not only or necessarily dockets.
It's open to interpretation, and I think the deponent would be best suited to explain. But with regards to evidence available in relevant crime intelligence files.
But do you accept the wider possibility that I'm positing to you?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Ngube, does this not refer to vetting? Are these not vetting files that are not being referred to?
Well, we don't know, Commissioner Kumalo. I mean, he speaks about appointments. I think it is, but we don't know what it is.
That's why I am asking the question, because if it talks about crime intelligence files, and then it can relate to the dockets that Mr. Adams opened.
Yes, I mean, the witness doesn't know. She was just, I guess, offering, but you don't know.
No, I cannot confirm.
Do you know whether Mr. Cameron gave Mr. Perumal or Mr. Pariachi any crime intelligence files?
No, I don't. And say for this affidavit, we didn't even receive the minutes.
You didn't see the minutes in the docket where this statement is supposed to be, because this statement is labeled A6, which means it's part of a docket.
My understanding is that this is A6 in the Mokwele matter docket.
Okay, so it's A6 in the Mokwele docket, and so therefore, if there were any documents that emanated from the statement or were included with the statement, it would have been in that docket.
Correct.
And you didn't see any crime intelligence files in the docket?
No. I had explained previously that we were working off digital copies of the docket. And when I was perusing the docket in June to make an evidential assessment, it was the minutes were not there.
Okay. And the recording as well, not in?
No, there was nothing.
Okay.
Can I just ask, still again, in a way it's a process issue. At this point, are you the prosecutor in charge of the matter?
At this point, it's now myself and Advocate Schlatzwayo.
Okay. And as the prosecutor, when you receive, and my question assumes that you received this affidavit at the time, around the period that it was taken, it's not something that you see now, today, as you're testifying?
On the 19th of June, I received it, yes.
Okay. Do you not ask, where are the annexes? Because I assume you read the affidavit when you get it. It's part of, you say it's part of a docket that you're going to receive, that you're going to be discovering. On the face of it, clearly, without the annexes, it's incomplete, and so you're going to be discovering an incomplete set of documents if this is what you're all you're discovering. Don't you, as the prosecutor, say, where are the annexes? We have to see them, but more importantly, we need to disclose them. What happened here?
Ordinarily, we would. If I may just digress as to what happened around that period when I received the docket. Ordinarily, we would, but on the 19th of June, 2025, I had received the electronic copy. I had read the docket, and I found that there was no merit for enrollment. I found that there was no prima facie case. So I had started preparing a memo, because irrespective of this statement, the other statements held no element of an offense, or spoke to no offense that could be taken to court, so no prima facie case. So I had started drafting a memo, which the commissioners will see shortly, where you go statement by statement, problem by problem, and then submissions. And you would recommend that there's no prima facie case. With bronchitis, severe bronchitis. I was actually going for physio to loosen the phlegm in my chest. And I didn't finish the memo. While I was on sick leave, I received a call from someone in the office, and then a WhatsApp saying, hey, aren't you dealing with the crime intelligence matters? Your matter's in court. And when I put the TV on, I see that the Mokwele arrest has taken place. So it was a matter of, I was in the process of doing the memo, and had I not been sick, I would have completed and submitted the memo.
You would have asked about.
I
these
would have
annexes
made
that are
reference
not
to the
there.
fact that these things are not in the copy of the docket that we received.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mr.
Mr. Obe, the reason why I thought this has to do with the vetting issue and specifically the Madondo issue, because the statement is A6, but if you go to A1 and A2, A3, A4, A5, 2611 is the A1, followed by the Adams affidavit relating to the lateral transfer of General Madondo, and then they follow in that sequence. So even the affidavit before Mr. Cameron's is the affidavit of General Khan, which also talks to the, so it's not the Mokwele issue, it's the vetting issue and the Madondo issue, the way it looks to me, and I could be wrong, but the sequence of documents suggests that it relates to that transfer of General Madondo. And the Cameron statement, Mr. Cameron statement, in that paragraph that we were looking at, where he talks about relevant crime intelligence files, it must be referring to that subject.
Do you want to comment?
It's a possibility. However, I do remember seeing Ian Cameron's statement in the Mokwele docket. I stand to be corrected, but memory serves that it was, in fact, in that docket.
And when you had the discussion with Mr. Perumal at Fire and Ice, when you had that meeting, did, if you go to page 13, I mean, you were discussing all the matters, basically. It wasn't just the vetting matter.
You're talking about the 8th of April?
Yes, on page 13.
If you look at the notes, it's predominantly the housebreaking matter.
Okay.
It's Lushaba's matter, predominantly, until such point as you reach page 16, where the Ian Cameron pops up.
Person related to these cases that you were involved in.
Correct.
And so when you get told that Mr. Cameron is going to provide minutes, or there's a reference to minutes, what is it, do you say anything to them? Is there a discussion about it? Are they mentioning that they're busy getting a statement from him?
No, I didn't ask any questions because I could see that they were uncomfortable that the name was mentioned, and it stopped there.
Okay, and then we know that on the 9th, when the statement is then prepared, there's the WhatsApp conversation where there's an indication that Mr. Cameron had submitted his affidavit, or was busy with his affidavit.
Correct.
And that was from, it's a conversation between Mr. Perumal and Advocate Johnson, which he sends to you.
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to address on that issue related to Mr. Cameron's affidavit?
Safe to say that I didn't say that he was part of the narrative or he had included himself in the narrative. My statement was very clear. The inference I drew from all the events that transpired leading to his affidavit and me being informed about his affidavit, as well as the fact that there's a message between Mr. Perumal and Ms. Advocate Johnson indicating that he's on board. So the inference I drew was what I stated.
Okay. Then can we move on to the next topic where we just have to close out? It's the Section 28(1) authorization on the Mokwele matter, which is where we finished off your evidence last week, where you indicated that you didn't prepare that
Correct.
authorization. Following on that evidence, I had asked you to go and look at your emails to see if you had ever sent Advocate Johnson any Section 28(1) authorization in May. I think I asked you to look for that specific, whether in May you had sent a 28(1). We know that you sent the Matlala, the Medicare 24 Section 28(1) application. But I asked you specifically to go and look for the Mokwele or any crime intelligence matters, and you weren't able to find any emails.
From May, no.
Okay. And we then tried to establish where the date of the 30th of May could have come from, given that you had only sent the, what you refer to as the umbrella Section 28(1) application on the 3rd of June.
Correct.
And Commissioners, the witness had previously sent us the trail of emails between her and the project manager where he mentions the Section 28 authorizations, but she sent us the last email in the chain which wouldn't have an attachment. So we've asked her to send each email individually, and when she sent the first email, there were attachments, and we would like to deal with that now. And that is in file 10. If we can go to page 548,
Part 2 or the old 10?
part 2.
Part 2.
5?
10, yeah, 548, part 2.
Thank you.
File 10, part 2. So at 548, at the bottom of 548, there's an email from Mr. Tlale to you and to Advocate Hlashwayo on the 16th of July, 2025, with the subject Section 28 authorizations. And he says, "Hi ladies, these are the soft copies of your authorizations." And if we go to 549, we see that there were 6 attachments
Correct.
for 3 documents for leg 1 and 3 documents for leg 2. Do you recall why he sent you these soft copy authorizations in July 2025?
No, I was actually confused, and I did reply to this email.
Yes, we'll get to your reply, but can we then go to page 550, which is one of the attachments to that email? And Commissioners, what you will see there is Advocate John, it's a document from Advocate Ramsamy to Advocate Johnson dated 30 May 2025, and you'll see that the subject relates to the authorization of diversion leg 1, housebreaking burglary. And this is now where we see the date of 30 May 2025.
Correct.
But this, you had sent an umbrella Section 28 on the 3rd of June, and what you get back in July 2025 is a split Section 28(1) application.
Correct.
Did you prepare this document?
No.
Okay. And if we go to 563,
Which document did you not prepare? The one at 550?
550 was not prepared by me.
at 563, there's another document, also with the same 30 May 2025 date, which is then an application for 28(1) for leg 2, which is the appointment, which is the Mokwele matter.
Correct.
Okay. And this was one of the attachments from Mr. Tlale.
Correct.
Did you prepare this document?
No. This was not prepared by me.
Who prepared the one at 550 and this one, the one at 558? Who prepared them?
The emails confirm that the project manager, Mr. Shlale, prepared them.
Okay. Can we go to page
Can I just-
517? Oh.
Was it unusual that the project manager would prepare a document for you and then such as this and send to you? Because he prepares it and then he sends it to you, I suppose, for you to approve or not to approve. Was it a regular occurrence? Or
No.
is there anything unusual
It's
in
very
the fact
unusual.
that he's done it this way?
Commissioner Baloyi, if we go back to how I was explaining how the process works, it would, I even spoke about the formatting, if you're good with formatting. It's usually prosecutor to DD to project manager to submit to Advocate Johnson. Or if you're not good with formatting, then you would send it to the project manager, as I did on the 3rd of June, for him to format, send back to me, and then it would be submitted. But these documents are not supposed to be done by the project manager.
And that is what you did on the 3rd of June when you sent him your draft with the umbrella section 28(1). You sent it to him and said, please work your magic.
Correct.
And you explained to us that he had to do the formatting.
Yes.
You didn't expect to get a month later two 28(1)s that refer to leg 1 and leg 2.
Correct.
Okay. And in fact, Advocate Johnson's email on the 3rd of June was saying that she's still working on the section 28 that you had sent her.
Yes.
Okay. And that one had a date of 2 June 2025. It wasn't 30 May.
My apologies. Yes, correct.
You then responded to the email from Mr. Tlale, and that we find on page 579.
My apologies. 579.
Yes, we'll have to read it from the bottom to the top. So at the bottom of the page, we have Mr. Tlale's email where he says, hi, ladies, these are the soft copies of your authorizations. And then the email above that, it's from you to him, section 28 authorizations. You say, hi, are these signed? Who did them?
Correct.
Because what you get sent is unsigned 28 ones.
That I did
Well, all
not-
the documents are unsigned.
Yeah, which I did not compile, nor did Advocate Schlatzwayo compile.
And so you're asking him who did them.
Correct. I wanted to know, are these signed and who did them?
And his response then to you is the email above that. He says, only leg 1 is signed, which means only housebreaking is signed.
Correct.
I compiled all using your prosecution memos. I need to fix leg 2 as per ID.
Correct.
And leg 2 is the Mokwele matter.
Correct.
And so as at 16 July 2025, he's saying that he still needs to fix the 28(1) in respect of the Mokwele matter as per the ID.
Which then confirms that as of the 16th of July 2025, there was no 28(1) authorization for the Mokwele matter.
Did you have a discussion with him about it?
I did, and I asked him, I went to his office and I asked him, why is Mokwele in my name? Why is it being submitted in my name? I was on sick leave, and now you're submitting a document in my name where I'm not the prosecutor anymore, and another prosecutor enrolled it. And he just did.
You know why the prosecutor, Ms. Tlajwayo, is copied on these emails?
Because she's the prosecutor that enrolled Mokwele.
And this is almost a month after the arrest.
Correct.
Ms. Seegers Ncube, Ms. Ramsamy said when she asked why this document was submitted in her name, he just did this. Do you want to describe
I
that
don't know what
and
you say,
place it on record?
He shrugged.
You shrugged.
He shrugged.
He shrugged.
Yeah.
He lifted his hands in a manner that, was indicative of shrugging.
Correct.
All right, okay.
Okay. And have you, apart from what was flighted at the commission, which was the 30 May 2025 application and authorization signed by Advocate Johnson with a date 30 May 2025. Have you ever seen a Section 28(1) authorization for the Mokwele matter other than the one that was displayed here?
No, there was no signed 28(1) for the Lushaba matter or the Mokwele matter that has been provided to myself or Advocate Schlatzweiler.
What was provided by Mr. Tlale sometime in November 2025 was the signed Section 28(2)A authorizations.
Correct.
For both matters.
Correct.
And those are dated?
8 August 2025, and a Section 28(2) is in terms of the act, it's sort of like a certificate that Advocate Johnson would sign to allow us to prosecute on behalf of the ID. So even that should have been signed prior to.
Can you just explain
Prior to the arrest, you mean?
Prior to the 13th of June and the 25th, 26th of June, yeah.
Can you just explain where does the 28(2)A fall in the process and who prepares that document? Because I haven't seen any draft from it. Is it just something that Advocate Johnson sends?
With the 27 referral from 2023, I drafted the 28(2) and submitted it for authorization after my deputy director approved the drafting and the contents. So it should have come from the prosecutors.
And that document, is it part of the legislation that there must be the 28(2)A, or is it something that's a practice or procedure in the SOP? Where does it come from? And why do you need it?
Sometimes Advocate Johnson would ask why, sometimes not. But with the 27 referral, she would. In terms of the act, Advocate Johnson needs to delegate authority to prosecutors, either deputy director, senior state advocates, to prosecute on behalf of the investigating director. And that is the purpose of a 28(2), to provide us with a certificate to authorize us. It's the same thing as a delegation. So if I was a district court prosecutor and they gave me an acting stint in the regional court, the DDPP of that jurisdiction would issue a certificate of delegation to allow me to prosecute in the regional court. So it's a delegation for us to have permission to, or authorization to prosecute.
We're going to include it in the...
Within IDAC, is this done once off, or is it done per matter?
Like I said, Advocate Johnson, because of the 227 referrals, the first one I knew that I was requested to do one. And so it was the deputy director and I were trying to figure out how to format it and how it was supposed to be worded because we didn't have an example. But it became a standard procedure later on. But like I said, standard procedures were deviated very often according to what Advocate Johnson wanted at the time.
What I'm trying to understand is the delegation to prosecute. Would that not be done once off? Because for that to be a delegation each time a matter comes up, it sounds quite cumbersome. So would it be a once-off delegation? Or?
We are issued with a delegation. I think we've been issued with 3 different ones now. With Advocate Johnson, it's a certificate that we generally carry with us just in case either a judge or a magistrate wants to see. But that is done, if memory serves, it's done in terms of Section 24 of the NPA Act, not in terms of Section 28.
Okay.
Can I just clarify? And it may be a difference of practice and what the law prescribes. A quick look at 28(2) It's authority to investigate, not to prosecute. Were you using it differently?
Trying to find my NPA Act. In our exhibit file, do we have the 28th? Two.
It was there at some point, I'm not sure, NPA Act?
Yeah.
Have you found it? I see you are paging. Have you found the act?
Section 20.
No,
Can we display it in front of you? You should be able to see it on the screen in front of you. Display.
And whilst you are looking, in any event with regard to a delegation to prosecute, as I understand it, you and the other prosecutors are part of the NPA anyway. So it would make much sense for there to be a new delegation to prosecute, as it were, if you already have a delegation to prosecute. But please respond directly to the question by Commissioner Baloyi.
correct. It is to investigate.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll include the email chain regarding the 28 2As in the bundle. For now, we'll just display it. It's an email from Ms. Lachwayo on the 12th of November 2025 to Mr. Tlale, copying you, where she's responding to his July email where he says, these are the soft copies for your authorizations. She sends an email to him saying, good morning, Tepo. I have just realized that Brapita is not designated in these matters, more especially leg 2, and currently is the one who is appearing in court. May you kindly add him? And his response is above that. He says, he is, please receive attached. And what he attaches, if you look at the third page, is the section 28 2A designations, 8 August, you'll see the date is 8 August 2025.
Correct.
And we do have the attachments. The first one, you'll see once it comes up, it again refers to, in the first line, whereas I, Andrea Johnson, the investigating director, on 30 May 2025, have decided to conduct an investigation in terms of section 28 1A. So again, there's reference to the authorization, which you know nothing of, for 30 May 2025.
Correct.
And was November 2025 the first time that you saw this 28 2A?
Yes, it was the first time that it was emailed to us.
If you look at the third page, it's got the signature date of Advocate Johnson. It's 8 August 2025.
Correct.
Okay. And insofar as the 28(1)A authorization, so we've spoken about the application for authorization. Have you seen this signed, other than the 30 May 2025, that's part of the bundle that was displayed during Advocate Johnson's evidence? Have you seen an authorization for the Mokwele matter other than the 30 May 2025 one?
I saw the one that I sent that wasn't signed on the 3rd of June, and then these, but a signed one from Advocate Johnson was never submitted to us.
28(1).
Correct.
Okay. Only the 30 May 2025 one that was displayed here at the Commission. Now, then if we can move on to another topic insofar as the Mokwele matter is concerned, and this relates to the evidence of Advocate Sarunye regarding the bail amendment and bail application, bail appeal proceedings from September 2025.
Correct.
Now, his evidence, insofar as we know that you were involved somewhat in that process, but you were no longer the prosecutor on the Mokwele matter, or were you still with Ms. Lachwayo?
No, on the 8th of August, yeah, Advocate Johnson had separated us completely on the matters. However, with regards to the bail application, I was asked by Advocate Sarunia to assist.
Okay, and just to recap that Advocate Sarunia gets involved in August.
Correct, on the 8th of August,
Well,
yes.
he was at the first appearance in June, but then his real involvement starts in August 2025. He then sends his trial preparation memo where he raises pertinent questions regarding the case. And your evidence was that when he got involved, there was a voice that you could now go and speak to somebody that would hear the complaints about what your assessment, you and Ms. Latwayo, your assessment of the matters are concerned.
Correct.
And he seemed to hold the same views.
Yes.
We know that Mr. Perumal responded to his email, but you didn't respond to his email where he had raised all those questions. And you were copied in that email, you and Ms. Latwayo. Can you tell us why you didn't respond?
If the Commissioner and Chair would note the times of Mr. Advocate Sarunia's emails, it was generally towards the latter part of the afternoon or evening. During the day, Advocate Schlatzwayo and myself would sit with Advocate Sarunia in his office, and we would dissect all of these things, and we would voice our concerns, and he even testified to the effect that they were not listening, the investigators were not listening to Advocate Schlatzwayo and I. So that is why when I testified on the 29th of July, I said when Advocate Sarunia started listening to us and taking these things up in writing and asking for answers, it gave us a sense of relief. With regards to the bail question, I was assisting due to Advocate Sarunia's health, so we needed all hands on deck. But there are messages with regards to how that transpired.
Yes, we'll get to those messages. I think the first event in that sequence is a meeting that was held on 1 September 2025, which we'll file in file 11, page 74. Chair, perhaps before we continue with this topic, it's maybe best to take the tea adjournment.